Hello everybody, this is my first official and maybe most important, or maybe not, well, it's a text about the simian line that I just wrote, and I want to read it to you. This is the first time ever that I use this technique where I'm reading from my monitor and speaking into the camera, or more or less into the camera. I hope I can do this within 10 minutes, and yeah, well, I hope my computer doesn't break down. Well, I'm gonna start now. The topic is called schizophrenia, and it's from my simian line forum. Okay, I'm gonna try to put this in a nutshell, but that's not gonna be easy because I'm highly emotional talking about the subject, since I've been diagnosed with schizophrenia once. In fact, I do believe that I can actually heal schizophrenia. Why? Because I'm half perakee and half mahakah. For those of you who are not familiar with the terms, here is a description. Mahakah: everyone with their head and heart line unfused and disconnected. That's about 97% of all of Earth's people. Perakee: everyone with the head and the heart line fused. That's about 3% of all of Earth's people. Okay, so much for that. The first thing I'm going to address here is, what is reality? It's mostly what we believe it is. Seeing reality as it is may only be a privilege that perakees have. So now, what is schizophrenia? It's the split between emotions and ratio. Well, it's funny that this is an illness, because actually the only ones who might not have schizophrenia are the perakees, because we have the head and heart line fused. Therefore we have our emotions and our rationality always in one place. Everybody else has a split between ratio and emotion. So, well, that's the brain and the heart, or the feelings and the thoughts, the logical and the emotional. Because everybody else has a split between ratio and emotion because they have their heart and head line split. I believe that because perakees have their heart and head line connected, we perceive the world as it really is. Mahakahs cannot do this. They always see the world through veil. Now, is it a curse or a blessing that we, the perakees, see the world as it is? Yes and no. Seeing the world as it is gives you a deep feeling of what is true and what is a delusion. Well, in my case, I have one hand mahakah and one hand perakee. That means that I can see the world through a veil with my mahakah hand, and as it really is through my perakee hand, or with my perakee hand. I have been getting into trouble a lot because I've been using my ability to see the world as it is in an unwise manner when I was younger. I made the mistake of explaining my parents how they really are, and that hurted them because they loved their delusional view of the world and of themselves. When my parents realized that I can tell them how they really are, they became afraid of me because they saw their petty little ideas of themselves and the world around them in danger. The ideas. Thus my parents started to hate me for what I am. And in the end they took care of the problem and have been putting me into a mental home, saying that I am the one who has a misperception of reality, while I was only telling them who they really are. That's a tragic story, and I wish I would have been more conformist in my person. But I had a strong energy in me that wanted to get released. On the other hand, my parents are very deluded people, and they live a real big bunch of lies. And the more lies are spread, the more it hurts a perakee when he sees the real truth. Now my parents are happy because they believe in the untrue fact that I'm, or the not true fact that I'm simply mentally ill. They believe in that, and that's and that lets and that lets them disrespect all I say, and they don't take me serious at all. They have learned to not at all put value into what I say, because they have learned to stigmatize me. This is their way of stigmatizing me because I'm mentally ill. This is their way of dealing with me and continuing with their lies. The good thing is that I have learned to heal their schizophrenia, which is basically nothing else than running as far as you can from the real truth. My parents now see me in a different light. They know that they have done me wrong, and they feel it. Anyway, what I want to say is that I since I'm half perakee, half mahakah, I can understand both sides of the story. I can understand why people lie to themselves, because I lied to myself with my mahakah hand. But I also have the ability to crack up this system of lies whenever I want. I play with my hands. I create delusions and illusions and alter them as I wish and desire whenever I want to mix the real truth with and the way things whenever I want to mix the delusions with the real truth and the way things really are. And in fact, I have become a master liar, a master trickster. But that's not only because I know the truth. Most people live a lie all their lives. They cannot stop living in that lie. I have control over truth and fiction. Perakee, one that has both hands perakee, cannot switch between those realms. He always sees the world as it really is. And that may be just as boring as living a life of lies. It is a great ability to see the world as it really is, like the perakees. No discussion about that. It can make you a very strong man. It can make you become a very influential man, or woman for that matter. But you will, in the depths of your soul, never have an understanding for mahakahs. Just as well as mahakahs have no understanding for a perakee in the depths of their soul. There is definitely a basic understanding there, because we all speak a language, and when I say cheese, then we all know that this is what this is. And it's not just the imperative to smile for a photo. But in the depths of their souls, a perakee will never understand the mahakah, and the other way around. If there is no one around like me. Because I have learned to bring both together, because I am both. And I have learned to be the connection between the truth and the lies. The truth is a very rare thing. That's why perakees are so rare. Or perakees are so rare because the truth is so rare. I don't know. And believe me, folks, it is not a bad thing to always have the ratio and the emotion in one place. Many palmistry websites say that perakees have a hard time because of that. That's not true. Perakees are very blessed because they are great leaders and great light bringers. Because truth is light, it's enlightenment. Perakees are enlightened from their days of birth on. That's why they are the bosses, the leaders, the head honchos of every facility. Perakees are also known as those who speak with natural authority. It's because they know the real truth. Mahakah perakees like me know the truth, but they also know the lie. And once we, or I for that matter, start to love themselves completely, we accept both life concepts to be good or okay. The delusional, created by the outside influences like advertising, brainwashing, all that, and the true picture, created by the combination of ratio and emotion, the perakee, the simian line. And the best is, and that's when you start to love yourself a lot, that we can play with it. We can trick, translate, cheat, do magic, undo magic.